from Louisiana. Congressman, great to see you. We heard that on the same day we hear from Germany that it's pulling 7 old reactors offline. There's a 3-month moratorium on any nuclear plans. Should the U.S. do the same thing and really reassess our nuclear programs going forward, and particularly look at the safety of existing plants?
Well, Dagan, first of all, our hearts go out to our friends in Japan who are going through this terrible disaster. And I think we certainly should analyze our situation, so should Germany, any country that has nuclear plants, and to begin to analyze what are our backup systems. We know that the failure here was a tsunami, is once in 3 centuries. So we've got to be sure we have the protections and the redundancies in our systems, and I think it's perfectly okay to analyze those, but I don't think we should be changing policies in midstream here. We basically need to do an autopsy on this situation and see what we need to look at and what our Achilles heel is going forward with regard to our nuclear plants.
What do you think an energy policy should look like? Because as President Obama expressed that nuclear should be part of any broad clean energy portfolio, but I mean, should we be focusing on, say, natural gas? That's one of the arguments against funding more nuclear reactors, because natural gas is, one, cheap and quite plentiful here in the U.S.
Yeah, you're quite correct on that, Dagan. My district has the Haynesville Shale. We're sitting on a veritable Saudi Arabia of natural gas. We have so much natural gas that's been discovered just in the last 5 years that it's barely worth bringing out of the ground because we don't have yet the demand to keep up with it. We really need to do a lot more conversion in that direction. Having said that, I support an all-of-the-above strategy. I think we should use nuclear when that's the best choice. We should use natural gas, oil, coal when those are the best choices, and even solar and wind when that is the best and most economic choice.
Most economic choice without government subsidy is the real question, Congressman.
Absolutely. And, yeah, we have to take out the government subsidies. It has to stand alone, David.
One last thing, I know that you're having a hearing later in the week on Thursday about the rising price of gas. $4 now the average in Hawaii. What do you expect to come out of that? Because we hear an awful lot out of Washington about our energy independence and about high prices, but not a lot of action.
Well, Dagan, let me take you back to March 3rd. I asked Secretary Sallo's Natural Resources Committee hearing about the moratorium going on in the Gulf, and he said, and I think very dishonestly, that production is at the highest level in the Gulf ever and will continue to go up. In fact, it's dropped from 1.7 million barrels a day to 1.59 million. It's going to go down further in 2011 and then more in 2012. We've lost 6 rigs to places like Nigeria and Egypt, who really don't have nearly the protections that we have. And then we have statements from Secretary Salazar and Secretary Chu that suggest that there's a benefit to higher prices, that it gives alternatives and more robust competition in the marketplace. So I'm very concerned about the constraints that this administration is putting on energy production.
Congressman, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here today. Great. Congressman John Fleming, take care.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
And on